Okay, Blue Cross. Huh? A letter? Oh, right. It's probably from Phantom TP. This must have been what he meant by where the Blue Cross indicates. Rean took the letter, confirming that the sender was exactly who he thought. Yep, this is him, alright. What should I do, though? Honestly, I'm half tempted to just cram it in my pocket and keep going about my day. No, I think I should read it. What if it's about a crime he's already committed? I'd hate to just be sitting on this until later, only to find out when I read it that it's too late to undo any harm he's done. Rean opened the letter's seal, and out popped a card.
To my dear friends in Class VII, I've taken the liberty of preparing an enjoyable diversion to spice up your mundane day-to-day lives a little.
Well, look at that. I'm already regretting opening this thing. I continue to watch your radiance from afar, ever dazzled by its brilliance. That radiance is no doubt the fruit of the bonds you share with one another. Bonds which, today, I wish to test. I wish to see how you act when the seeds of distrust and discord are sown among you, and I shall be watching from close by. To witness so rare and priceless an occasion, I will be stealing from you one of your beloved classmates.
I hope you'll enjoy this little experiment. I know I certainly will.
Steal one of our classmates? Damn, I have to tell the others about this. There's not a moment to what...
Now, let the game begin. Dance for me a beautiful dance, each step replete with uncertainty.
That's him. I can't believe he was able to access the ship's intercom system, and even the lights. Oh, they're back on now. I need to hurry and check on the others. Anyway, that's why I asked you all to come here, but... everyone seems to be present and accounted for, at least to me. Perhaps that whole business about him stealing one of us was a lie then. I don't know, he doesn't seem like the type who'd go to all this effort then not follow through. Do you think he's already struck, stolen a member of Class 7 and assumed their identity? No way. If he did, he's a true master of disguise. Everyone looks the same as ever to me. I don't know if this is related to the current situation, but after the lights came back on, I found this card in the Orbital factory area downstairs. That's one of B's calling cards. Can I have a look at it? George handed Rean the card, and he began to read it aloud. The theft has been conducted successfully. I am now among your number. So Angelica was right then. Wait, there's more. Having established that, allow me to lay down the rules for our little game. Rean Schwarzer, you shall take up the mantle of detective. Your mystery is to discover whom among you I have replaced. To make things a little more interesting, I will allow Sylphid to aid you as your assistant. Me? What a twisted man. This is all just some game to him. Naturally, I have not taken the place of the detective or assistant, and not of your tutor either. I have assumed the identity of another of Class 7's members. I look forward to your struggles to discover which one. Here's to your success. So we're all potential suspects then. I sure hope he didn't choose Emma. If we exclude Rean, Fee, and Instructor Sarah, that leaves 8 people that could be him. It's starting to sound kind of fun. As long as you're not suspecting me, then it wouldn't be much fun. Before we begin, however, I would like to set forth 2 rules, in the interest of a fair and enjoyable game, of course. Rule 1. Questions must concern events that happened after you went your separate ways from the bridge. Inquiring about things that happened before then or about personal information I could not possibly know is strictly forbidden. Rule 2. You may not consult with anyone outside of Class 7. That includes the Purple Lightning. Should you violate either of these rules, I can offer no guarantees of the safety of your missing member. I would assume that by now you know me well enough to realize this is no idle jest. Well, that's everything. You sure can fit a lot on these cards. Toa, don't say anything that might break the second rule. Yeah, for their sake, I think it'd be best for us to just keep our mouths shut and let them figure this out now. Indeed, we can't risk putting whoever he's taken hostage in danger. I guess I'm in the off-limits camp too. Can't say I'm real thrilled to think that Creep is sitting right here among us. Indeed, especially when we can't even help Class 7 identify him. Just leave this to us. We'll get him. Well, okay. For now, I think it would be best for us all to leave the room then. We'll be sure to tell everyone on board to stay away from this room too. Good luck, everyone. Alright, we're finally ready to get this started. Now, we just need to decide how we're going to work this out. The first rule is going to be a pain. The one where we can only ask questions about things that happened after we all split up after being on the bridge. Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for that, this would be a fairly simple matter. True, I doubt he'd know what we had for dinner yesterday, for example, but all of us would. Which means that rule exists so that he has plenty of time to savor the enjoyment before we work out the answer. Give me a break. So, which one of us is he pretending to be then? I don't really like having to doubt each other like this. He did say his intention was to test our bonds. I suppose this is one way to do that. You worked something out yet, Rean? I wish. So far, I've got nothing. How about you? Same here. Maybe we should give everyone a pat down. What? I guess that's not technically in violation of any of the rules. Then I see no harm in doing so. But don't worry, I'll handle the girls. Rean can do the boys. Well, I suppose that's fine then. You seem strangely reluctant. I thought so. You're him, aren't you? What do you mean you thought so? If you ask me, you're more likely to be the rat. Although, frankly, I find it hard to believe that any imitation could capture the sheer arrogance that seeps from your every pore. I take it back. I find it equally ludicrous to think any imposter could duplicate your ability to overreact to the slightest provocation. Well, looks like those two are the same as ever. I think we're letting ourselves get a bit sidetracked though. Yeah, let's get on with those pat-downs. The 8 of them split into 2 groups with Rean and Fee conducting the pat-downs. Well, that didn't get us anywhere. What should we do next? Maybe ask everyone what they did after we split up earlier? Yeah, that's probably the best place to start. That way we can piece together the day's events and see if any testimonials stand out as odd. So let's see. So, Elliot, can you tell us what you've been up to? Well, I went down to the factory area with Machias because we wanted to make a few tweaks to our weapons. After that, Machias was still taking care of some stuff, but I hopped onto the elevator and left. I headed to the arts training room to see how the modifications went, and that's basically it. Right, so you went to the factory, got some weapon adjustments, then went to test out your staff. And Machias was with you initially, so he'll at least be able to verify that the first part happened. Gotcha, thanks Elliot. Alright, let's ask someone else then. How about it, Machias? Can you tell us what you've been doing? Of course. First, I stopped by the factory area in the hold with Elliot to have some adjustments made to our weapons. Elliot finished up first and left while I stuck around waiting for my shotgun. About half an hour later, I finally left the hold as well and dropped by the game room. where I ran into none other than Eustace. We even ended up playing a fairly civil game of billiards too. After that, I headed to the computer room where I was talking with Steven. In the middle of that was when all this trouble happened. So you started a friendly game of billiards just like that. Aw, you're such good friends. We are not. Anyway, thanks for giving us your account, Machias. Alright, let's ask someone else then. Can you tell us about what you've been up to, Eustace? Certainly. First, I went to the close combat training room where I sparred for a while with Gaius. After practicing for a while, we parted ways, after which I went to the game room. I was there roughly 30 minutes before Regnitz wandered in to break my peaceful reverie. He was being his usual noisy self, so I figured I'd shut him up by besting him at a game of billiards. You just have to go and make yourself sound superior, don't you? Whoa, take it easy there, guys. Seems to add up with Machias' testimony. Yeah, thanks, Eustace. Alright, let's ask someone else then. Can you tell us what you were up to, guys? First I swung by the close combat training room where Eustace and I went a couple rounds. Eventually, we both left the room and headed to the elevator together. I was the first one to get off at the 3rd floor. From the elevator, I headed straight out to the front desk to enjoy the feeling of the breeze in my hair. So you trained with Eustace, then went to the front deck. Thanks for your testimony, guys. Alright, let's ask someone else. Alright, now the girls. What were you up to during that time, Elisa? Well, I was hanging around with Milliam for a while. We were sitting and talking at one of those tables in the 3rd floor hall. After a while, she remembered she had to do something and left. I stayed there, and pretty soon after that, Princess Alphen passed by and invited me into the royal room. That's it, I think. So you were with the princess. Thanks, Elisa. That was a big help. Alright, let's ask someone else then. So, Milliam, can you tell us what you were up to during that time in question? Sure. Well, first I was hanging out with Elisa at one of the tables in the 3rd floor hallway. We were just sitting around talking though. But then I remembered my bear. Your bear? I got him from Gramps, and I finally got him back from his train while we were in Roar. Anyway, I forgot I hadn't put him somewhere nice yet, so I went straight to the nap room to plop him down there. Oh, right. Thanks, William. Okay, let's move on to our next suspect. Can you tell us what you were doing, Laura? I can, though I'm afraid there's really not much to tell. After everyone dispersed, I chose to remain behind on the bridge, observing the crew at work. Oh, really? There's not really any point in inquiring further then. Thanks, Laura. Alright, let's ask someone else then. Can you tell us how you spent that time, Emma? Well, actually, I was with Bee the entire time. You were? Yep, she was. Sean was there too. They were both nearby, so when the lights went out too, so I'd have a hard time believing it's Emma. Right. He's got no reason to lie, but we are dealing with B here, so we can't be 100% certain he isn't Emma. What were you doing together then? Well, first, we went to the reference room so I could investigate something. After that, we went to the kitchen. Does that all check out, B? Yep, all of it. Okay, then, thanks, Emma. Well, that's everyone. Still, just asking everyone individually may not be enough to prove anything. Someone could be lying. You've got a point. It might be good to get info about what people were doing from someone other than themselves. Maybe we could ask everyone if they saw anyone else? Oh, now that you mention it, that's a good idea. Thanks for the tip, P. It's what assistants do. True enough. In that case... You said you went down to the factory area with Machias, right? Then you went to the arts training room. Did you happen to spot anyone besides Machias during all that? Oh, actually I did. On the way to the arts room, I passed Eustace and Gaius together and said hi to them. Oh, right. I may as well take this opportunity to answer for myself. I saw no one other than Elliot, and those I've already specified I met. As for me, I saw Elisa sitting alone at one of the tables on the 3rd floor when I went down there. Assuming everyone everything we heard earlier is true, I must have been there after Milliam left and before Princess Alpin arrived. Alright, that gets a few people out of the way then. Okay, let's ask the next person. You met with Elliot and Eustace, right, Machias? Did you happen to spot anyone else while you were going about your business? I did actually. I noticed Emma and Fee as I entered the game room. That must have been when they were headed to the kitchen area. So you saw Emma and Fee entering the kitchen. Got it. I didn't realize anyone had seen us going there. Same. I must have let my guard down. There's no need to feel bad about that. You were just walking around the courageous, not infiltrating a secret base. You said you sat and talked with Milliam for a while before she left, then later you were invited to the royal room, right? That's right, yep. Other than them, I did see guys pass through after Milliam left. That must have been when he was on his way to the front deck to enjoy the wind or whatever. That's all though, I didn't see anyone else. Alright, thanks. You said you stayed on the bridge after everyone else left, right, Laura? Indeed, and of course it follows that I saw none of our other classmates after that, nor did they see me. Fair enough. Yeah, not much we can do about that. Emma, you went to the reference room, then to the kitchen, right? And Fee was with you the whole time, right? You didn't see anyone else while you were wandering around, did you? You can answer this one, right? Of course, we did, yes. While we were on our way to the kitchen area, we saw Eustace enter the game room. I didn't see anyone else, though. Did you see Eustace, Fee? Yep, that's a relief. Just knowing that isn't conclusive proof that Blueblanc isn't masquerading as Emma, but oh well. So, after you finished talking with Elisa, you went to the nap room, right, Milliam? Did you see anyone else other than Elisa during all of this time? Nope, not a soul. Now I wish I'd just stayed there though, then I might have gotten invited to see Princess Alpin too. Well, never mind that for now. Well, I think that's all we're gonna get. Okay, we've asked everyone here what they did and if they saw anyone else while they were doing it. Want to go over it all again? Yeah, let's do that. First, the places where everyone started out were, if I remember correctly, Elliot and Machias were at the Orbital Factory on the first floor. Eustace and Gaius were in the close combat training room on the fourth floor. Elisa and Milliam were at one of the tables in the third floor hallway. Finally, Emma and I were in the reference room on the second floor. Aside from Laura, who has no alibi, all of them were in groups of two. True, which means everything you just listed is likely to be genuine. As for what they did afterwards, though, we'll go over that now. Elliot left the Orbital Factory before Machias did, then went to the Arch training room alone. On the way there, he also met Gaius and Eustace. Yep. After that, Gaius says he went to the deck on the third floor, and Eustace went to the game room on the second floor. That's right, and on my way there, I saw Elisa alone in the third floor hallway. That means I must have already left for the nap room by then. Yep. Next is Machias. About 30 minutes after Elliot left the factory room, he finished his business there as well and headed to the game room. That does seem to mesh with my own experience, seeing as I was in the room alone for some time before he arrived. Yeah, then as I was walking to the game room, I noticed Emma and Fee walking to the kitchen. As for Emma and Fee themselves, we started out in the reference room as I mentioned earlier, but eventually we moved on to the kitchen. I can't remember exactly how long we spent in the reference room though, but as we left and were on our way to the kitchen, we saw Eustace heading into the game room. Well, that's everyone. Any idea who our guilty party is, Rean? So, I think they want you to think it's Emma based on, like, they kept pushing, like, well, it could be Emma, it could be Emma. Or they want you to go for the quote-unquote easy answer and say it's Laura because Laura was by herself the whole time. But I think I know who it is. Yeah, I've got a good idea now. You do? You're cool sometimes, Rean. Could you share your idea with us then? Gladly. The one who's actually Phantom Thief B in disguise is none other than Machias, because if Fee and Emma remember seeing Eustace when they went to the game room, or when he went to the game room and they were going to the kitchen, and Eustace said he was alone for a good while by himself in the game room before Machias showed up, and Machias said he saw Emma and Fee, but they don't remember seeing him, then there's a hitch somewhere in that, because Emma, Fee, and Eustace are all corresponding with each other, and there's no way that it would take Emma and Fee that long to get to from the game room to the kitchen that they would cross paths with Machias and him see them and them not see him, and then him also still take a long time to get to the game room to run into Eustace. I mean, that's my thought process. You, Machias. Why me? What's your evidence? Well, Machias said that he saw you and Emma enter the kitchen area, right? But if he did, where does that leave Emma's testimony? You mean the fact that she saw Eustace enter the game room? That's right. Those two testimonies are at odds with each other. After all, Eustace said that Machias came to the game room roughly 30 minutes after he himself arrived, right? That's correct. Which means... Exactly. There's no way Machias could have seen Emma and Fee when he claims he did. It's just not possible. Well, you say that, but what if it's Emma who's in the wrong? It's true our testimonies contradict each other, yes, but why assume mine is more suspect? Because Emma wasn't the only one who saw Eustace, I did too. Which makes you our number one suspect. Indubitably, my dear Fee, the doppelganger right in our midst is none other than Machias, I'm sure of it. The game is up, Phantom Thief B, show yourself.
Well reasoned, my friends. A fine deduction, if I say so myself. You are correct. I am Phantom Thief B.
I can scarcely believe my eyes. He got us good. Ha ha! I'm impressed you were able to discern the truth from picking up on such a small inconsistency. Or perhaps I extended too generous a hand in helping you along after all. Helping us along? So your suspicious testimony was deliberate then? Spare us your cape-fluttering theatrics and just tell us where Machias is. This game is over. Ha ha! Such a lively rejoinder. All I shall say is the narrow storehouse.
But adieu, ladies and gentlemen. I look forward to meeting you again on a new stage one day.
Ugh, how does he do that? Never mind that now, we need to rescue Machias. At least he didn't make the clue all hard and stuff. Yeah, I can think of anywhere other than the storage room on the 3rd floor that would fit that description. Let's go dig him out, I guess. Ouch. I only wish I could have been there when you were captured, just to see the look on your face. You look a bit tied up, Machias. Hop, hollering, and who highway. Stop gawking and untie me. It also just fits that it would be Machias. Can you think of any other character on the cast who would be made into a goofball in such a demeaning way? Like, there's characters that they make into goofballs every once in a while, like Milliam, for example, but not in a way that makes them look ridiculous like that. With Machias saved, everyone else set about trying to find Phantom Thief B. Unsurprisingly, he was nary to be found. Still, they had at least managed to avoid any harm from his antics, so for the most part, all was well that ended well.